Hello and good afternoon, my friends. How are you on this fine day? Welcome, welcome. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. I had a chance this morning to speak a little bit on our topic that we're picking up right now, which is around the perseverance of principles. So we're going to let everybody join in. Hi, Joe. How are you today? Thank you so much for coming back again. Wow. Hi, Alan. How are you? Welcome aboard. Alan, are you still out here in San Diego? Or are you, I'm always just curious, where is everybody checking in from? I've been so thrilled. I shared this a couple of days ago that, you know, my questioning about where you're at, it's curiosity. I love to learn. I love to travel. I love to, you know, hear where people are in. And I've been very humbled and very blessed that people from literally around the world have been joining in for these lives. So it's, you know, of course, yay. Hi, Joyce. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. All right, so I will let everybody know that my ideal time for going live in the afternoon is from about 3:30 to 4. As I stated just a moment ago, it's been quite a day, and so I'm getting started a little bit later. We're not going to go real long. I am going to open up a topic that I started this morning. I want to talk a little bit more about it, and I have a feeling that I might be talking about it a little bit more on Thursday. And my goal here is to actually create an interactive dialogue. I'd love to hear from you when I introduce this topic. And, you know, in the process of myself creating community, the interactive dialogue, I really appreciate your comments. I appreciate your feedback along the way. But this topic in particular that I want to chat about a little bit more, I think it's very timely. And I think to honor the inspiration that I was given, I'd love to have a dialogue with you. So along the way, I think I'm gonna need to hold this live to about just a little bit after 4 o'clock. Maybe I'll wrap up by 4:10. But I'd love to pick back up. I will be back live Thursday promptly from 10 to 10:30. And if you could join me back, I'll be live 10 to 10:30 and from 3:30 to 4. And I'd love to have a conversation, kind of like Oprah has her book club. Let's make this in our Trailblazing TV a little bit of a dialogue. So I want to say hello. We have Mary Ann, I believe it is, Miriam, and I have Janice. So glad you're here. Chris, welcome back. So the topic that I was inspired to share about this morning is simply titled The Perseverance of Principle. And I'm going to repeat something because I feel it helps to set the stage for the conversation. So you can go back if you didn't get a chance to see this morning's live. You can watch it a little bit more in depth. I'll just give you the short version now. I am not opening up a political debate. I'm not opening up anything that is quote-unquote religious in perspective. Hi, Janice. It's nice to see you. Welcome here. But what I'm talking about is something that you'll hear me reference more and more. I call it the H factor. What is the H factor? The H factor is the human factor. It's about us showing up, how we're showing up in life, how we're showing up in business. How do you show up with your friends and your family? How do you show up at school? How do you show up at work? How do you show up on the job? How are you showing up at the gas pump, right? Or at the bank? It's us as an individual every single day, the H factor. And why I talk about this, one is that I have gleaned a very unique perspective about how our brain processes and how our brain actually sees. I've shared about this before. There was one of the days during my brain rehabilitation that I had this literal glimpse. I was able to perceive and see how the brain sees. That was a life event that I don't wish upon anybody, but it has enabled me to acquire some very unique knowledge about how the brain works and how the brain takes in all of our messaging. And that is giving me a space where when I'm helping and working with my clients to help them get business, I can speak differently. I'm able to help my clients get different results. And part of making a business stronger through better marketing, better business systems, there's the human side. We cannot avoid the human side because we are humans. So, and especially as technology, hey April, welcome. As technology keeps getting more driven. There's more AI everywhere. There's just more tech coming in. This need for the human factor is more important because we are at the core community driven. That's why Facebook is great. That's why all of the online social medias attract a certain type of a person. Yes, love, love. Your own neighborhood. You choose your neighborhood because you're attracted in a, oh my gosh, Perry, welcome. It's so nice to see you. In our own neighborhoods where we choose to live, we're attracted to like kind. So let me get back to the purpose here of my subject, which is called, the focus today is about the perseverance or the perseverance of principles. So don't laugh, or you can laugh. This is my famous little American Heritage Dictionary. I purchased this, was a required purchase when I became a freshman in high school. I had our teacher that required us to read the dictionary and study it and do a lot of work. So this is my quick, fast, get ready, and I'm going to read the dictionary definition of principle so we can have a platform here for why I'm talking about this. So according to the dictionary, principle, P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E, means a basic truth, law, or assumption. It's a rule or standard of personal conduct. And I want you to remember that, a rule or standard of personal conduct. Number 3, moral or ethical standards of judgments. Where's another one? The next one is a fixed or predetermined rule or policy, a rule or law concerning the functioning of natural phenomena or mechanical processes, and then the last part is a basic source. So what I'm gonna dig into a little bit here has to do with a basic truth, law, or assumption, but more importantly, a rule or standard of personal conduct. So today's just an interesting day, right? I kind of talked about this morning that, you know, here we've seen it on Facebook. I'm sure you've had friends. It's probably on the news. I haven't watched any television news today. That today, here in the United States, a lot of people are going to be, they're remembering and recalling what took place on 9/11. And so with this, it's always interesting whenever there's a drama situation, right? The world is filled with drama. We're looking at, you know, I don't watch a lot of news, so I can't speak on everything, so I'm going to reference what I've seen come through Facebook and just as I'm passing channels when I do watch TV. So I do know that there's a large storm. I hope that the hurricane has gone down. I prayed for it. I haven't had an update on, you know, what's happening on the East Coast, but there's drama. 9/11, there was drama. The recollection can stir up drama. You know, I saw on Facebook something about a decision that Nike in business made that caused a lot of drama, right? So we all make these decisions every single day. Us as parents, us as children. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Blaine. Welcome, welcome. So every day we're filled with choices. Our brain is always processing, always, consciously and subconsciously. But we have a choice around our own personal conduct. How do you choose to show up? That's going to be the question that I want you to think about. How do you choose to show up? In marketing, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to bring this all together because I deal with marketing on one hand, and that's where I lead my clients to. But I have to deal with the business infrastructure, right? The system, what is the system's process and procedure? Is it set to effectively receive good marketing? And in between is the human factor. So that's kind of where I'm coming in from on what I'm going to talk about, right? So for those of you that run a business, or you're working for a company, or your role, your job, your responsibility is you're the head of the household, or you're the caretaker, you know, no matter where we are at, we are human first. We are human first, and we have a choice in how we show up. And how we show up in marketing, in business, we can be reactive or we can be proactive, right? We can be reactive or proactive. And I'm not going to go into a marketing lesson right now on that because sometimes you need to do both. But what we do have control over is the reaction or the proactive thought that we get to choose every day in every situation. When there's drama that comes in, which it will, it's always going to be there. Are you going to be What is your personal conduct? Where are your principles of personal conduct? Are you coming in with high integrity? Do you take the high road? Or do you, so that's being proactive in personal conduct, or do you unfortunately sometimes succumb to being reactive and you trigger off and you say something flippant or you say something blatant and it adds fuel to the fire? You know, we're all entitled to bad days, and trust me, I know. 2 days ago, I had a bad day. I broke down. I had to step away from what I was doing. I was really frustrated, and I went and I cried because I was frustrated. I cry. I work through my emotions, and sometimes it takes me there. But then I came back again. I chose in that place where I felt defeated with something. That was the emotion that showed up. Me as the human doing something in business, I felt very defeated. I got a little frustrated. I got a little angry. Unfortunately, it spiraled down to the lower side of the emotional scale, and in my frustration, I had some tears. So what I'm saying is that even in that space where I was dark and I wasn't feeling ideal, I knew logically that I was competent and capable, but what showed up was a reactive situation. I chose to not stay there emotionally. I chose to take the high road and be able to change my feelings and my thought process based upon the words that I said and the actions that I took. And it brought me back into a state where I could experience joy, strength, confidence, and happiness. And so, because I don't have a lot of time here in this live, I want to honor my time commitment to you. What I'm doing today, because today has been a day of a lot of distractions, okay? But what's kind of funny, if I see it, and this may show up in your life, sometimes when distractions show up professionally and personally, it can actually be something that if you allow yourself to melt down in the moment, you become reactive to that situation, that condition, that trigger, it can derail you from achieving your goal. When in fact, it could be that what you're dealing with, what you're going to learn in that moment where the distraction comes, you choose to preserve your principles, have good moral conduct, you can actually surpass, bypass, and overcome the hardships and come out very, very strong. And when you do that, my friend, there's a strength that people see. And you have this ability. Wow, I'm getting really, okay, this is the message you need to hear. When you manage your thought process, you have this, you as the individual, regardless of your conditions, regardless of the situations you've been through, regardless of the hardship you've gone through, how you handle your moral conduct, your decisions, your thought process, your language, your behavior, how you choose to show up in every situation, you are that next inspiration for somebody in your life. You may not see it in the moment of your hardship, because you know what? Hardship shows up, struggles show up, and it is what's like the seasoning of our character, right? If you ever pray, for those of you who pray, if you pray, give me strength. Strength, we get strength and character by hardship, right? If you don't want more character, stop praying for strength. Ask me how I know that one. But my point here is that when you're talking about preserving your character, your personal core values, the essence of who you are, please remember this. In every situation, there are people watching, there are people who are viewing how you get through things. I keep getting, my quietness here is not because I'm kind of holding back tears, so I don't know exactly which one of you I'm speaking to. But your life matters, and what you do matters, and who you are matters, and other people are watching. And how you get through and you handle yourself in every situation, you are starting ripples. We start ripples every day, ripples in the water. I talked about that about a week or so ago, so go back and watch that one. You can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. That one is called Be the Ripple. I went deep on that one. But you're here with me today because you are a ripple, and who you are matters, and what you're doing, in spite of all the drama, the trauma, all the craziness that's going on personally and professionally, your H factor, your human factor, the essence of who you are, you're here to serve somebody else too. And so that's all I want to say for right now. And there's a lot more I need to say about this, but just for my live today, this morning, I opened up a perspective about what it means to preserve the principles. This afternoon, because I said I would wrap up at 4:10 this afternoon, what I'm doing is I'm sharing another layer of perspective, and I hope that I've infused something that pinged your heart. This is a very different message that I'm speaking today, and I invite you to come back, because on Thursday, I'm going to dig a little deeper into this, both morning and night, because we are here as a village. You're part of my community. I attract very like-minded people, so I'm speaking in a way that may be a little different, but I hope that it's resonating within your heart. I'm being very bold by doing this. Together, we're building something by these Facebook Lives that is trailblazing. So with that, I would encourage you to reflect upon what I've just shared with you here today. Please leave some comments below after I post this back. If you feel moved, I invite you to message me privately about your thoughts or your concerns. I'd love to hear what you're up to, who you're helping, because chances are I may know somebody or I might have resources that you need as well. But I want to pick up this dialogue on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time to look a little bit more into what does it mean for our, preserving our principles. I want to dig a little bit more into certain principles and dig a little bit more into the perseverance of our moral conduct. So with that, I thank you once again for your time. Thanks for investing just a little bit of your day with me. And please do share. I really do want to have this as a dialogue. And remember, live in your power, live in your peace. Know that I love you, and have a really safe afternoon. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.